these are the parameters that I, as a dominant, view around playful, good, happy, healthy bratting. Okay. One is mindfulness of the dominant's boundaries. Okay. So let's say, for instance, one of Mr. B's boundaries, let's just say, and this isn't one, this is just for example, let's just say one of Mr. B's boundaries is I would hurt him, hurt his feelings, make him feel less dominant or inferior or whatever by mentioning me with another dominant, or me flirting with another dominant, or playing with another dominant, whatever. Okay, let's just say that. If I'm being playful of my dominance boundaries, then if I'm being playful, I'm being mindful of my dominance boundaries, I am not going to go there. I already know that's his boundary. And even if I feel like if I mentioned, so I know that you don't care, but the other day I was flirting with this other dominant to kind of poke and get a rise. I'm not being mindful of his boundaries. I already know that's a limit for him. That's a boundary. So it's not playful or healthy or mindful of me as our brat in this scenario to broach that. That's not playful. That's not encouraging. Okay. Right? So we don't want to cross any boundary line. Let's say, though, that I know Mr. B, and this came up the other night on movie night. Let's say I know Mr. B loves his coffee, and he does, and I know he does. And I decide that I want to be bratty and poke a little bit. And so I decide to hide his K-cups. All of them. I decide to hide his K-cups. So the next morning when he wants his coffee, he has to come get me first and look for me first. Right? Now, I know that that doesn't cross a boundary line for Mr. B. That technically is still playful. Now, if I do it and he goes, that is unacceptable, I never want you to do that again, then that's a new boundary we have to be mindful of. But until that's spoken, it's playfulness. So that's mindfulness. Okay. But let's say he did set that boundary and he was like, no, I need my coffee because if I don't get my coffee, I cannot work and I need to be functional for work. And to me, that's very disrespectful if you hide my coffee. Okay. If he says that, then that's now a boundary line that I don't want to cross. So if I'm feeling bratty, maybe the next time I pour out some of his whiskey, whatever. You get my point. You get what I'm saying. But we want to be mindful of the dominance boundary. Okay. Number one. Number two, we want to be as playful brats, healthy, happy, playful brats. We want to be responsive to the dominance reactions. I have a theater background. You get extra voices to go along with my teaching, Princess Patty. You are welcome. So, responsive to the dominance reaction. So let's say that the dominant doesn't have a safe word necessarily that says you can brat until you hear this safe word, because I do advise that in some situations. You can brat until you hear my safe word as the dominant. Once the dominant says this safe word, the brat knows, okay, I'm done bratting. If that hasn't been established, then you need to be responsive to your dominance reactions. Even if it has been established, be responsive to your dominance reaction. So let's say, using the coffee analogy, if I try the coffee thing and I'm reading from my partner that he's genuinely displeased. Like, it's not this, oh, really? Okay, I'll deal with you later kind of playfulness. If it has genuinely crossed the line where he is like, that was not cool, and I don't have time to deal with this right now, I've got to get to work, but that was really not fucking then yeah, I'm going to go, okay, maybe I need to adjust a little bit. Maybe I accidentally crossed a line with my bratting. We want to be responsive to the dominance reaction. We don't see that genuine anger, that genuine displeasure. And see, here's the difference. We want to keep it fun, not frustrating. And there's a difference between feigned frustration that you bad girl, I cannot believe you did that. How dare you steal my coffee? You know what? I'm going to be thinking about all of the things that I'm going to do to you later to teach you a lesson. There's that feigned frustration, and then there's legitimate I'm already running late. I'm already behind. I don't have time to deal with this right now. Whatever. Get what I'm saying? Feigned frustration from a dominant is like the difference between a punishment and a punishment for a submissive. It's like a submissive that's like, it's a punishment. It's something that I say that I don't want. Oh, don't do this. Please, whatever you do, don't do this. But inside, I'm like, oh, please, 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 please do this. Feigned frustration is the dominance version of that, if you can relate those two concepts. That's how I view it. So feigned frustration and that playfulness and that aggressive little flirtation and banter, that's good. When it genuinely crosses the line, when you see that your dom's reactions are genuinely not good, then we want to be responsive to that. That, to me, keeps it playful and in the right category. You tracking still? How can you practice being responsive without going too far? I would say, it's all about knowing your partner. And if in doubt, don't brat. If in doubt, I would say don't brat. Don't brat the way that you're questioning. Are they gonna feel like this is disrespectful? If in doubt, if that's going through your mind, don't do it. Pull it back a little bit and do baby brat. Test the waters a little bit, okay? And the more you get to know someone, the more you get to know your dominant, your play partner, whatever, the more you'll talk about these things. You can ask questions. The more you just read their patterns and their personality, and the more data you will get as time goes by.